So I've seen a lot of scams being a real estate agent, people calling me, emailing me, just reaching out to me in general. And it's just like, no, scam. I can catch that. Remember, I was in law enforcement for 10 and a half years. I've seen a few things from time to time. So, anyways, I was just part of a scam that was actually really, really good. I got to give the guy props. He strung me along for about 4.5 weeks. He dangled that carrot in front of me, and I was chasing it. He had a good story. He was a good actor. He was doing everything right, but he made a mistake. I picked up on it, and luckily, I was able to back out, get my clients backed out, and no harm, no foul on anyone. I wasted 4.5 weeks. So, anyways, here's the story. I have a seller, and we this guy reaches out to me and he's like, "Hey man, I got 1.5 million dollars to spend. It's cash. I'm in crypto. I do really good in crypto, but I want to diversify. I want to start getting into real estate and really expand my portfolio." We have a really good conversation. It's a pretty in-depth conversation of what he's looking for, what he's doing, what his plans are, and so I start sending him listings. He's looking at them. I know that he's looking at the listings. We're trying to set up meetings to reconnect and reevaluate the listings that I'm sending him. And, you know, I call him on a set day and time that we scheduled, and he doesn't answer. No big deal. Ben, I'm busy. I'm in a meeting. It came up last minute. Sorry. He would call me on a scheduled time. Hey, man, sorry, I got a last minute call. So, anyways, we had this like mutual missing each other, and it felt very organic, very real. Well, we finally connect again, and he goes, "Yeah, man, I like what you're sending me. Just keep sending me stuff. I really want to pull the trigger. I'm getting really excited about this. Just keep sending me houses." So I keep sending him houses. A week goes by. He reaches out and says, "Ben, there's 3 houses that I'm really interested in. Take a look at them. Let me know what you think. What do you think is the best one for short-term rental?" So I just happen to have a client that does this. And I reach out to her and say, "Hey, look at these 3 houses. Can you tell me which is going to be a good Airbnb? And by the way, throw your house in there because yours is a good candidate and it's what he's looking for." So I get this information from my client. I give it to this imposter, and I don't tell him that one of the listings is mine. It's not listed. He doesn't know. I just said, "Hey, this is a listing I want you to take a look at." It's there's 4 listings, and I don't tell him what I think, what's the best one, or what's the worst one. I just look at the data, analyze it, and let's connect in a few days, which we do. He picks my pocket listing. He's like, "Hey, this has the lowest vacancy and it's fetching the most nightly rate. Can you give me more information on this?" Absolutely, it's my listing. I'm in my head. I'm thinking this. I'm like, I got all the information I can give you. So I give it to him. I give him the property disclosure, the service providers, the video, the home inspection report. I give it all to him. And he goes, and he looks over it for a few days. He's like, "Hey, I feel really comfortable with this. Let's move forward. Can you go and FaceTime me at the house so I can see it?" This is pretty common. So yeah, I'll do that. And hey, it's been a while since it's been inspected, about 6 months. Do you think we should do a new home inspection? Yeah, absolutely. So I get everything set up. Now, I arrived late to the house to do the FaceTime, and then he was in a meeting. That fits the MO of what's been going on. If one of us is late to a meeting, we're likely not actually going to catch one another. So I videotape it, send it to him in a text, and I know he looked at it because he was referencing things in the video, not 5 seconds into the video, but it was more like a minute into the video. And he goes, "Yeah, man, I love it. I love this and that aspect of the house. I think I want to move forward with it." I say, "Great, send me proof of funds." And I ask him for everything that I need. He sends me the proof of funds, and I'm like, this is a little weird. And what was weird about it, and I'll show you what he sent me. I blacked out a few things because even though he's a scammer, I'm not going to give you guys all the info, but I was like, this is a little weird. So what was weird about it then? Well, it was $14 million in a Chase bank account. And that is just weird. Nobody leaves $14 million in a savings or a checking account getting 0.01% of interest. You're putting that in a CD. You're putting it in a Roth IRA. You're doing something where it actually gets return money, a compound interest. And the banks, they only insure up to $250,000. So there is a buttload of money there that is not being secured if something happens to it, like somebody comes in and hacks it and takes it. So that was weird, but the name matched, the address, the zip code, everything matched on it, and I did honestly just kind of glance at it and it's like, ooh, $14 million. That's weird, but hey, everything else is checking out. Let's move forward. Well, this is where he made his mistake. So he, when I sent him the offer, he acknowledged he had it, but then he started pressing me. So in the very beginning, he said, Ben, I want you to join our meetings, how we're doing crypto, how we're making money. I was like, yeah, cool, man. I would love to do that. Well, now instead of attending meetings and learning what they're doing, it was like, come and do a trade with us. Now, this was weird. So, and I didn't have the time. So I'm like, no, man, I don't have time right now. I appreciate it. I'll get you on the next one possibly. But he kept pushing me. And this is where my red flag, my gut was telling me, like, something's not right. So then the next day, I follow up and it's like, hey, man, that offer's in your inbox. You have any troubles with it? Did it come? Is it in your spam box? And he's like, no, I see it here. I'll get around to it. I have a busy day, but hey, if we're gonna do a trade, we're getting ready to do a trade. Do you want to jump on? It's like, no, man, I'm busy today. I can't do it. Don't hear from him on Sunday. Monday he signs it. He calls me and we're talking about the deal. He's excited to go and he's asking for the next steps. And then he's like, hey, man, you can just download this app and then you can jump on. You can do a trade with us. So now I'm saying, all right, this is 90% sure a scam. He's pushing this too much. A successful person has $14 million in one bank account is not going to spend this much time or care this much about getting some agent in North Idaho to come learn what you're doing. It's just does not add up at all. So now I'm going to play with him. So it's like, all right, what's the app called? I already have it on my phone, but now I'm playing with him. I'm stalling, wasting his time, and I get to a point where it's like, all right, I don't feel comfortable going any further. You're going to ask for stuff that I don't want to give you. So I'm like, hey, I got a phone call to make. I got some calls coming in. I got to take it. I'm a business owner too. So then I have a connection in the government where I call him and I say, hey, look at this bank statement for me. Tell me what you think. And within a couple seconds, he's like, yeah, this is fake. And this is why. And he explains to me. But let me stop right here before I show you this document. The reason why this was such a good scam. Normally scammers, they want to approach you, get in and out quickly. They want to make a quick dollar and get on to the next person and do the same thing. They like to move quickly. They don't like resistance. So for this guy to spend basically a month and a half talking to me, going through the steps, asking the right questions, making this big story. He created such a good story that was believable that, yeah, of course, everybody, I'm confident, would have gone along with it. It was so believable. He was doing everything he was saying the right things. He was asking the right questions. He acted like a buyer. Where he messed up is then he started pushing me into a position that was advantage to him and doesn't make sense for a position in his for a person in his position. This is where that short-term scammer comes into play. Where it's just like, man, do this, do this, do. Oh, sure, come on, let's do this. It's not going to take that much time. You're not going to lose a dollar, doing it my way. Just trust me. He started acting like a short-term scammer. So that's where he messed up. So, anyways, let me switch over my screen,
And
and
I'm going
I'm
to
going to
show
show
you.
you.
So
So
this is
this
what
is
he
what he
sent
sent
me. It's
me. It's
from
from
JP
JP
Chase
Chase
Morgan.
Morgan.
He
He
did
did
this.
this.
Somebody
Somebody
with
with
$14
$14
million
million
is
is
not
not
going to
going to
use
use
a
a
highlighter on
highlighter
the
on the
phone to
phone to
do
do
this.
this.
His
His
name is
name is
here. I
here. I
put
put
that
that
there.
there.
But
But
this
this
beginning
beginning
balance,
balance,
if
if
you
you
take
take
this,
this,
add
add
this,
this,
subtract
subtract
this
this
number and
number and
this
this
number,
number,
it's
it's
$90,000
$90,000
less
less
than
than
this
this
number.
number.
And I
And I
didn't
didn't
catch
catch
that
that
right
right
away
away
because
because
I
I
just did
just
the
did the
math real
math real
quick in
quick
my
in my
head.
head.
13
13
million,
million,
or 15,
15,
almost
almost
16
16
million. You
million. You
subtract
subtract
that,
that,
that's
that's
14.
14.
Yep,
Yep,
that's
that's
about
about
right.
right.
With
With
big
big
numbers
numbers
like
like
this and
this and
trying to
trying to
do
do
it,
it,
you're
you're
not
not
going to
going to
catch the
catch the
90,000
90,000
that's
that's
missing
missing
until you
until you
actually
actually
do the
do the
math,
math,
or you're
or you're
just a
just a
math
math
genius.
genius.
So
So
um,
um,
that's
That's
clue
clue
number
number
one.
one.
And
And
now
now
look
look
over
over
here.
here.
You
You
see
see
how
how
you
you
have the
have the
cents, the
cents, the
cents, the
cents, the
cents.
cents.
Down here
Down
at
here at
250,
250.
it's just
Just
250.
250.
There's no
There's no
cents.
cents.
So
So
that's
that's
a
a
red
red
flag
flag
right
right
there.
there.
Another
Another
thing I
thing I
want to
want to
point
point
out,
out,
look at
look at
all
all
these
these
zeros.
zeros.
Look at
Look at
this
this
beginning
beginning
balance.
balance.
$13
$13
million,
million,
dollars, and you
and you
hit
hit
it
it
exactly
exactly
13,532
$13,532
and
and
0
0
cents.
cents.
Uh, Mathematically,
Mathematically,
that
that
is
is
very,
very,
very
very
unlikely
unlikely
odds
odds
for
for
that to
that to
happen.
happen.
I want
I
to
want to
give a
give a
shout
shout
out
out
to my
to my
buddy
buddy
Grant
Grant
Espinoza
Espinoza
over
over
at
at
Anchordown
Anchordown
Homestead.
Homestead.
He's the
He's the
one
one
that
that
pointed
pointed
this
this
out for
out for
me.
me.
So
So
thank you,
thank you,
sir.
sir.
But
But
look at
look
all
at all
these
these
zeros and
zeros and
everything
everything
hitting
hitting
exactly
exactly
right
right
on the
on the
dot.
dot.
So
So
that's a
that's a
big
big
red
red
flag.
flag.
You
You
come
come
down here
down
and
here
you
and you
start
start
looking at
looking at
these
these
transactions.
transactions.
Again,
Again,
a
a
bunch
bunch
of
of
zeros.
zeros.
This is
This is
very
very
uncommon.
uncommon.
This is
This
a
is a
big
big
red
red
flag.
flag.
Um,
Um,
so,
so
what
what
else was
else
I
was I
going
going
to
to
point
point
out?
out?
Um, so
So
right
right
here,
here,
oh,
oh,
that's right,
that's
I
right, I
blocked it
blocked it
out.
out.
So
So
right here
right
is
here is
his
his
address.
address.
It
It
comes
comes
back to
back
a
to a
condo.
condo, and I looked it up, and it's a condo. Google says it's a condo. I can see it's a condo, but there's no unit number here at all. That's another red flag. There's always going to be a unit, a suite number, or something to that effect. So, anyways, I haven't called him out yet on it. I'm still playing with him a little bit. Um, I notified my sellers, told them what was going on. They were very appreciative that I caught this early in the process. They feel bad. They feel bad for me because I was spending a lot of time on this, but honestly, I feel bad for them because I thought I had a good buyer for them, and it turned it out to be all for nothing. It's kind of like the joke's on me. But anyways, the good thing is that they didn't get scammed. I didn't get scammed. I wasted my time on this, but I don't want you, Mr. Agent, Miss Agent, home buyer, home seller, to get stuck with a bill or giving your money to some scammer. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't smell right, trust your gut. What you need to do is stop and slow down as soon as you realize, man, everything was going good, everything was above board, but I don't know, this is kind of weird. Slow down and stop and start bringing people in that you trust, one, two, three people, and say, hey man, this is what's going on. Everything was going really good. Everything seemed really positive and on the up and up, but then this started happening. What do you think? Get other people's opinion and just slow down. Don't put yourself or others in a vulnerable state. So that's the moral of the story. I'm not glad this happened, but it was a good learning experience. I learned something about bank statements. So, anyways, that's all, and don't let those scammers get you. Bye.